Good morning, everybody. I'm Chuck with Chicago Area Roof Talk. We're going to be doing a show today with Bill from Lakefront Roofing Supply. So we're going to pull him up on screen with us right now to say hello to Bill.
Hi, Chuck.
Good
Thank
afternoon,
you.
Bill.
Good
Good to have you
afternoon.
today. Yeah, and I appreciate you coming.
Not as cold as it has been, that's for sure.
You got there a beautiful day out. Really been a beautiful day. We can use a few more of those. That's for sure. Okay, we got some questions that we're going to go through with Bill. We also have he has a very nice website. People, you should really check out his website. They got some very informative sheet metal and all kinds of tools and equipment, along as well as materials, anything to do with roofing and beyond. So you can find a great deal, and we'll put in the links at the end of the show. We'll put all his contact info so you can get in touch with him. If you have any questions or any comments you'd like to be live on the show, we would love to see them so we can answer them. So just pass them on by, and we'll answer them as they come in to the best of our ability. So let's get on to some of the questions that we can get going here and get you guys a little bit of info. Bill, what are some of the trends you're seeing in Chicago roofing market right now?
Well, Chuck, I think you're going to see shortages in shingles throughout the year, particularly on some of the off colors, not the popular colors so much, but I'm talking the hunter greens of the world and some of the off colors. There's definitely going to be shortages on those colors.
That's very good to know. So we don't get hung up in that thing there. All right, we're going to go up, I guess, to question number 2. Is how has the demand for specific roofing materials like TPO or modified bitumen changed over the years?
Yeah, it's interesting. Been around so long. I've seen it go from BUR roofing to TPO, EPDM, and modified. I've seen that progression years. We still sell an awful lot of TPO, mostly out in the suburbs and commercial buildings, but we sell a tremendous amount of APP still here in the city. Field. So all those little 2 flats you see, that 40. It's really not convenient for somebody to do TPO on. Those are modified. So we still have a very strong APP market here in the city. And the TPO is for much larger roofs and more suburban.
Very true. Very true. We also find that the modified could be a lot better for things like where you got a lot of trees around, where trees might fall on the roofs, and put some holes through TPO much easier. Also, walking on them with doing repairmen on units, things like that. A lot of times they can be slippery. So there's a lot of reasons to go with one or the other.
Sure, and if that roof is all chopped up with a lot of going through it or a lot of skylights, it makes more sense probably to use TPO than to maneuver a 10-foot or even a 5-foot TPO roll.
Yeah, true. And a lot of times, even if it's a roof that might pond a little water, TPO could be a better scenario just for the fact that standing water, if everything is properly detailed and flashed and seams done properly, is less of an issue with TPO than it would be with modified.
Yes, that is true.
All right, sounds good. Anything else you want to add to that? Are we good to go to the next question?
Sure. Next question.
All righty. What challenges do you think roofing contractors face the most when sourcing materials?
I think a lot of contractors, talking with them over the years, they've had problems. All of their materials from one manufacturer and from meaning I think it's important that if you're going to use a TPO, should also be from that manufacturer. The fastener should be from that manufacturer. All the from that manufacturer. Rather than like during COVID when there was a lot of frank, we're using Manville ISO under GAF and using anybody's flashing details and accessories. It's important to keep all the materials within that same deal. I think most contractors have a
I agree. Plus, it's
no, go ahead, Chuck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, plus with all the NDL warrant, I said plus also with all the NDL warranties and stuff, it's a requirement to keep all the materials the same manufacturer.
Yeah, we want to keep everything in that same. We don't want to send out somebody with wrong fasteners. Yeah, I'm still here, Chuck. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
I can hear you. It sounds like breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure, but yeah, I hear you. Yeah, so yeah, that's definitely a good point. Whenever you're doing a roof, you should use all the matching accessories and materials to go with it, especially if you got NDLs and warranties and this and that. Just makes it easy, and it's required for any kind of an NDL.
Ourselves in helping that contractor make sure that all those components from the same manufacturer, whether it's an NDL warranty or whether he's just doing a personal guarantee, it's so important that all those components are the same. Manufacturers can't point fingers at each other and say, nah, it's the ISO's problem. If it's all from one manufacturer, it's his problem.
Yep. That's definitely true. Because otherwise, they're just going to point fingers at each other and try to push it off somewhere else whenever there's a problem.
Yep, I've seen it. I've lived it.
Yep, that's for sure. All right, we'll move on to the next. We'll move on to some product insights. Our first question in that category is: are there any new innovative native products Lakefront Roofing Supply is excited about?
Yeah, we just brought in a couple of years ago. We're doing standing seam roofs now, which is we have a machine that will actually take it off and roll the job site. We have 4 different profiles that could, as the need calls for, we'll grow the profiles. Product for us. I know I was out of the country at a IRE. I'm sorry, and I talked with some of the manufacturers and solar roofing. It's going to be a big thing here in the very near future. As right now, it's not available in Chicago, it's California and Florida, but the solar shingles, basically, they're integrated with like a laminate shingle. So it's not these big ugly panels that are 4 or 6 inches off the roof deck. They're level as the roof shingle itself. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to look here in the Midwest in the very near future.
That's very, very interesting.
Steel shingles are making a big comeback for years, and steel shingles are going to be here. If you look at Florida, they're actually trying to ban asphalt shingles, and now I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But if it does, you need a backup plan. Steel is like GF's answer to that plan, according to them.
Oh, very interesting. That's also nice that you have the truck and the machine. You go right out to the job site and shoot them off. That's sounds very interesting.
Yeah, we can do that with gutters, and we do it with the standings. So it helps out, less damage, less cutting. It's activity for the contractor. You need a piece 20 foot 6 inches. We cut it 20 inches. We can just keep changing the length just like you would
Right, I get you. And also, everybody should consider Lakefront also does commercial heavy-duty galvanized and what have you gutters in longer lengths and delivers them out to
Yeah,
your
we
job
do.
site.
Yeah, box cutters, commercial sheet metal
Yeah.
shop. We'll build our box cutters. Are 26 foot in length, pitched. I just got to put solder on, end caps and tell me where the drop outlet to be, or we link them together if it's a longer run. But sheet metal is big. We're very big in the commercial roofing. It's probably about 80% of our business. And as you know, any good commercial roof needs sheet metal on it if you're going to do it properly. To think of ourselves as a one-stop shop.
Yeah, we've used that service, everybody ourselves quite often, and it's a very convenient service. They've delivered many commercial gutters to us, and they also make scupper boxes and inserts and all of that customized to your needs. So you can check all that out on their website. Anything else you want to add to that, Bill, before I move on?
All I'm excited about, at my age, I can't get too excited, Chuck.
Yeah, okay. We'll go on here to the question 2. How do you help contractors choose the right materials for unique or complex projects?
Well, actually, if it's roofing, it comes pretty easy. As a journeyman roofer back in another life when I was quite young, I know that changed over the years, but good roofing practices are still the same. They've never, picking the right products. I'll always suggest, once again, to stay with the family of products. But I mean, you look at it, is TPO better for this roof, or might be better? And what's the contractor capable of putting down? A contractor put down a modified roof if that's what he's comfortable with, and to talk him into a team, and he doesn't really weld very well. Once again, that roof's going to fail. We try to pick the right materials and help them out on what that contractor is capable of. We do we'll talk about this later, I'm sure, but we do Lakefront University. We're going to train contractors here in a few weeks how to put down TPO. Guys that are big guys, we're going to help them and teach them how to install and growing for the future. I'll take suggestions from contractors. I always have a line I've been using for 20 years. I'm not the roofing police. Tell me what you want. I'm gonna give you a price on what you want, but I am going to way to do it. If it breaks code, or he's mixing products that really, so I'm going to let him know about it. And I'm not going to say no to the order, but I'm going to tell him that's not the way it should be done. You should be using ice and water shield, let's say, as a base sheet, torching to it. I'm going to tell that guy flat out he's wrong. I've seen it. I've seen every month somebody comes in, they're looking to save some money. I'm going to tell the guy it's a really bad idea, and here's why. You make your choice whether you want to do it or not. For years, we've weeded out a lot of those contractors, meaning they don't. I think we kind of embarrass them a little bit, but we also discourage them. I've always felt if he's going to cheat a customer, it's only a matter of time before he's going to turn around and cheat me or Lakefront. So we try to weed those guys out and let them go somewhere else.
That's a smart idea there. Okay, anything else you want to add to that? Should I move on to 3?
Head to the 3, Chuck.
Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, what do you think sets your products or services? Where'd it go? What do you think sets your products or services apart from other suppliers?
Our products. Well, once again,
Did you hear me,
product, Bill? Yeah. What sets our products or services apart from others? We're uniquely different. I think we're one of the first ones in the land to have stick cranes. We have stick cranes that go all the way up to 100 foot. propane. We stock propane for those APP guys. We talked about the seamless gutters that we deliver. We do panel jobs, okay, for the contractors. Here go every roof, basically, if you're on public property, you need a permit to crack sidewalk. So we became a licensed expediter for City of Chicago, where we Lakefront permits for that contractor, saving him time and money to do that. Every crane operators is City of Chicago approved Class A, which is very to get that license if you're a non-union shop. So we're very proud of our my tapered supply division. We generally taper jobs around in about 2 days in-house. We don't send it out. We can do it in-house. I mean, that's very unique right now. That's really about it. Like I said, I never to be out of product. I'm very proud that back in the COVID days that we went out of ISO for our core customers. If up and said, hey, I got a job, it's 200 squares, it's coming up in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, that we're able to have that product for him. I think rarely we ever had to say for a customer. So that's a key is, you can't sell any from an empty wagon. You got to have, and we're always going to have product.
That's very interesting with the permitting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're a licensed expediter. Pull permits. No, we're pulling permits. Street permits. To cross over the sidewalk, the park. But yeah, we've been doing that for years. And like I said, all of our drivers are all Class A, City of Chicago approved, which is extremely hard. But that's we like to say we know Chicago. We know where the viaduct, we know where the bodies are buried, so to speak. This is what we do. This is our neighborhood. Chicago is what we do. This is where we thrive, and is.
All right, then we got our next section here is supply chain and pricing, and so we'll hit the first question here. How has the current economy or supply chain issues impacted the availability and pricing of roofing materials? Kind of what we were just going over a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of a little open end right now, with president and the threat of major tariffs. We really don't know what to us right now. What is that going to do as far as pricing? I think we're going to be able for the first quarter, first 2 quarters. I don't think it's going to be what people think, but we know our president. I mean, he shoots from the hip, so we never know exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
There's as far as there's very chain issues right now, other than shingles. Shingles are there's more shingle. There's a need for more shingles in this country right now than we're able. Meaning, if you look at all the the Eichel's, the Certainties, the Atlases, the Tamcos, they can't produce enough shingles. They're sold out basically. Well, until that changes, of course, the shingle prices are going up. So I look for shingle prices to go up. I look for commercial roofing to stay flat, nominal increases.
Yeah, especially all these wildfires and all these weather-related issues that have been going on all over the country. I imagine it's really going to put a hamper on things. Yeah,
we never big storms, between the fires and the hurricanes, and then you add in a couple good, they're sold out basically for the year. So, and shingles are going to continue to go up in price.
All right, we'll move on. Number 2 here. Do you see a shift towards more sustainable or eco-friendly roofing options?
Like we talked about a little bit earlier, I think solar is the way to go. I don't come to our Chicagoland market for another 3 to 5 years. Everything from the south, from Florida through Texas, just the whole southeast region, California, and it will move its way, into in 3 to 5 years. The solar shingle, it's not. I've seen a couple different ones. Tesla makes a very pretty one, but it's extremely expensive. We need something that's a little bit more traditional shingle, but not an arm and a leg more. So if we get the state to subsidize this a little bit more, I think it's going to be very popular in the near future.
Yeah, I've been seeing quite a bit of solar around. I do a lot of thermal inspections with a drone aerial, so I've even been getting requests to do some reporting on thermal solar farms. Okay,
I think it's here to stay. I don't think it's going to go away, Chuck.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, you got that right. So I'm learning a little bit more about it myself, just because of the necessity of the animal. Like even yesterday, I was out doing a thermal pet rescue, looking for a lost dog. So everything is really changing.
Well, did you find it?
No, we didn't find it. They found it later though, and it didn't make it. That's why we weren't able to find it.
So sorry.
Sad story. Okay, now we'll talk about partnerships and support.
Yeah, we've been okay.
You can go ahead and say what you're going to say first, then we'll go to number one question.
No, we like to think of ourselves as, of course, a great partner to our manufacturers, also a great partner to our contractors. We're the facilitator between. So
yeah, very important. Very important. Yeah.
We all got to exist. A lot of times is you got one bone, and if all the meat's on the bone, the other two dogs are going to be kind of pissed off a little bit. So we all got to eat off the same bone and get along. Okay, and the contractor's got to get along with the supplier's got to get along with the man.
Okay, what kind of support and resources does Lakefront Roofing Supply provide for contractors?
We do a couple different things. We do have a referral program, primarily for residential guys. There are a few commercial on there. It's called We Guys. Homeowner will come in or ask, hey, do you know somebody local? I can get a roof. It's good. Put a good contractor, and we'll refer them to the website. It will to somebody. We want to make sure that contractor is licensed with the state, make sure he has insurance, and then of course we want to make sure they materials from us. We support a lot of our contractors over the years. Nice. We've started a lot of contractors off and given them their first lines of, and we've watched that grow over the years. We've been very friendly contractors. We all know that at different times we've been stuck on jobs or you just can't get paid. We'll work with the contractor. What's best? Do we put a lien on the job, or do we just wait it out? We don't want a job and hurt a contractor, so we're always in constant communication with them.
Gotcha. All right, we'll go to question 2. Can you share a success story where your team helped a contractor overcome a significant challenge?
Yeah, numerous times we've helped contractors out. I'd like to also thank contractors. I was just talking about, we had a contractor that was several dollars in debt. He got stuck on a job, and we carried 2 years so he could end up paying us back. That's operating a bank. He didn't have any other options. We really didn't have a lot of options either. So we realized it was just a mistake that was made, and over 2 years to get that money paid back. rather than just put the hammer down and out of business. He still buys, that was probably 15 years ago, and he still buys, us, which I hope he continues to buy every week for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that was very, very good of your company. That's I've never really heard of that before. So you guys got everybody on that one. That's very good.
Well, you got to work with people.
Oh yeah, I agree. I've been in a hard spot myself. That's very useful. Our next session is going to be advice for contractors. And we'll go with our first question here is, what advice would you give to roofing contractors looking to build better relationships with their suppliers?
Most people are pretty good and pretty honest. I'd say honesty is always the best way to go, from both sides, supplier, manufacturer, and a contractor. Once again, if you run into a bad, whether it's credit, okay, or a problem on a roof, it's better to come forward right away, sooner than later. Let that supplier know, so we can try to help out. Maybe put a lien on that bill, help you out. Building a relationship with whether your supplier or your manufacturer is always a key. It's a relationship kind of. So the more we can do to try to help somebody out, just asking a question, hey, I need your crane to help me get a generator off a roof, or can you help me on a restock fee? Hey, can you, I'm short this something on a credit card. I mean, we're an independent distributor. We can do whatever the hell we don't have to check with corporate. If we need to do something, I can make a decision right now to do it, and really don't have to ask a whole lot of people to make that decision.
Let me ask you this. I know I've in the past I've found useful with different supply from many years ago, which probably a lot of roofing contractors ain't thought of. I'm not sure if you have, but I've told people that if they ever have an issue that they don't know a potential client or builder or management company, whatever, that they could go to the supplier and say, hey, can you run a check on these people? And then you can let them know how many days they're running arrear with everybody in the industry. You can help them out like a credit search on a potential customer.
Yeah, we the laws are now whether whether you're allowed to do things like that. I mean, times have changed. But yeah, anything we can do, with our contractors as far as, help that contractor be approved with a manufacturer is the first step.
Oh yeah.
Eventually he can move his way up the ladder, and now he's putting down, he's not putting down those Frankenstein roofs. He's putting down good roofs. So our relationship with the contractor. Later on this month, we're doing Lakefront University, 6 different sessions where we're going to be teaching contractors. We encourage our core contractors, send over your foreman, your superintendent, some of your workers. We'll teach how to weld in the sheet metal shop. We'll teach them how to weld TPO. Coatings are very big right now. We've got some coating manufacturers that are going to come in and teach contractors a way to put down coatings. Everybody thinks it's like just going up painting a roof. It's not quite that simple. But
very true.
Teach somebody how to do something right, and that's what we try to do, and we'll have a customer for life that way.
Yeah, I know we've had some of our crew members at some of your
Classes.
Teaching classes. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get out. I felt a little locked in words there. Oh, okay, we'll move on to the next question here. We're getting closer to the end here. But our next one, are there common mistakes contractors make when sourcing materials that you'd like to address?
When they're sourcing materials, we talked about this already, keeping everything in the same family, not buying somebody else's ISO because it's cheaper. I think a lot of the mistakes contractors make order the material far enough in advance. They order it tomorrow, And when you're doing something that quick, mistakes are going to be made. Mistakes are going to be made by on what did he forget to get on that job. Mistakes to be made by the manufacturer, whether they're out of inventory on something or they just forget to pull something because to get it done really the next day or same day. So the more times that you can sit down and think of a 2 or 3 day window, something done, it's chances are it won't be any mistakes will be.
I agree with you there. I know we do that. We'll try to put the order in a couple months ahead of time, just for one we get better service, better pricing, and a lot of times you can combine jobs. You can combine jobs, so I mean it's just better for everybody.
Yeah, Chuck, you know what we kind of operate.
Mm-hmm.
You place the order with us. We receive the order. We'll do an acknowledgement. We'll send that acknowledgement to you. We'll have the address on it. We'll have the time on it. We'll have the day on it. Have all the material looking for, and even have the pricing on it. So everything can be taken care of the day or before there's an issue, because mistakes happen. You know, whether it's a fat finger or whether we didn't hear something. If it's a verbal order, 20 or was it, or whatever the case, mistakes happen, and let's try to take care of that mistake a day or two before, rather than you're up on the roof and that's just going to cost everybody more money. Once the material's there and there's a mistake, it's a slowdown of production time. So we want to take care of that a day or two ahead of time before there's even a contractor up on the roof.
Yeah, and what you contractors got to consider too, not only it's gives build time to have all the materials there lined up properly, but also gives them time to have his equipment, drivers, and whatever permits he might need. There's a lot of things involved than just worrying about what you got going.
Yeah, we have all different size cranes, so it's important how high that roof is, what the reach is, whether I need moffets on the jobs, ordering semis direct on the job site. I mean, a typical R30 with double layer of 2.6, that's only a 70-some square roof. That's not a big roof in today's world, but that's literally a whole semi worth of ISO right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, now we got to so looking ahead. I think we got 2 questions left. And this one is, what's on the horizon for Lakefront Roofing Supply in 2025?
Starting next month, like I said, we're doing our Lakefront University training contractors. April, we're going to be celebrating our 40th anniversary at Lakefront. Some flyers, and we'll be asking contractors if they'd like to come. We're going to do a week, be a Tuesday through Friday in April, first week of April. So they're all 40 years. I have been here for 35. So I'd like to think I've been here for the most productive. But that's and we moved last year. We moved into I think we're about 100,000 square feet, much bigger yard. So, and closer to the expressway. So it's been a win-win-win for us. Looking forward to 2025.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say that I haven't made it to your new place yet. I've been at the old one, but I got to get my butt down there to check out your new one. I haven't been there yet. And the training university, everybody, they have a lot there they can offer you, a lot they can teach you, your men. So make sure you take advantage of that. The manufacturers are helping out with it as well on some of them. So come on down. They really like to see you there. All right, our last question. Are there any upcoming events, promotions, or invitations you'd like to highlight? You just have a few, but maybe you want to go into it a little bit deeper.
Well, like events, once again, our university and our grand opening and 40th anniversary in April. We really don't have a lot of events coming up. As you might know, I love fishing. So, if you're like to fish, you would probably need to give me a call. I've golfed with some of your guys. They know I'm not, I enjoy a good day out golfing, but, I like to say I suck at golf and fishing, so I'll stick with fishing. But I do enjoy getting out once fishing trips with the guys.
All right, good. Yeah, I've never really done much golfing. I don't know if I've really done any golfing other than a little bit in high school, but I used to play a lot of foosball.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add, Bill?
No, we're pretty good, Chuck. I think you covered a lot here. I thank you so much for inviting me to do this. I know we've talked doing it, and I'm glad it's been cold out. We're able to sit down and hour 40 minutes.
All right, sounds good. I really appreciate having you on the show. I'm looking forward to see how it came out. It seems like maybe your internet, where he moved your laptop to, is falling down a little bit there. When I was talking to him yesterday, it seemed he had a much better connection. I could just see you're kind of a little blurry, and I don't know, maybe you're more in an enclosed room that cutting it down a little bit. So let's see.
No, that's just me,
out.
Chuck. I'm a little blurry. I'm a blurry guy, Chuck. More dynamic than I am.
All right.
Well, thank
Very
you much.
Good. Yeah, I appreciate it, and I'll send you a link to this episode when it gets all done here. When I check everything over, and I'll get it over to you.
Well, very good. Thanks, Chuck. I'll see you in the near future. Okay.
Yeah, Bill. You have a good one. Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Mm-hmm.